Today we're talking to Angela Johnson at DTE Energy. She's the Continuous Improvement Manager, and we're going to talk about employee engagement and how to best get that going. Angela, what was the challenge at DTE Energy that made employee engagement a priority?
Okay, so the challenge that made employee engagement a priority was our continuous improvement journey. We have a continuous improvement maturity model that our leadership team asked us to reach a 4.0 on a 5-point scale. So that was kind of what propelled our journey into getting everybody engaged, and we needed all the employees to be engaged around this effort. We have approximately 250 people in our organization. So in order for us to reach a 4.0 on this continuous improvement maturity model scale, that means at least 80% or more of the people had to be doing the work and doing it well. So that's kind of what initiated our efforts.
So what role did leadership have in building and supporting your employee engagement approach?
Leadership was the key. Our senior executive leader was the one who said, "This is what I want." He's actually retiring this November, so it was personal. He had to make it personal for his leadership team in order really to get everybody to really get moving. So senior leadership engagement was really key in this effort. We had already started at the grassroots. We weren't making the immediate changes that we needed to. We were making some small incremental moves. This assessment that we do that actually measures our continuous improvement, it is a every other year assessment. So in 2010, we assessed at a 1.75. So the ask for 2016, mind you, 6 years later, was to get to a 4. So over those 6 years, we did move up. We were taking little stair-step bites, but we had a meeting with him in the winter of 2015 and said, "Hey, we know you want to really get to a 4.0 in 2016, but we are engaging the workforce, but I don't think we're engaging them fast enough to reach that goal. So realistically, we're going to shoot for a 3.5. And so after long discussions with that, and he understood, but he still wanted us to reach for a 4, but he understood that to keep employees engaged, we needed to set a goal that was realistic for them, something that they can grasp and hold on to and see that it was attainable. So we were actually able to achieve a 3.25 this spring. So in all intents and purposes, we're satisfied because our rating scale has a 0.25 margin of error. So I'd like to say we made it, right? So we can celebrate.
Yeah. So why did you use continuous improvement training as part of your employee engagement?
Okay, very good question. Our continuous improvement is basically the common language that we use at DTE Energy across the enterprise. DTE Energy consists of 100 business units, and we're just one of that 100 business units. So when we taught people the continuous improvement classes like process mapping and problem solving and how to eliminate waste, we all had a common language. So anytime we can ask people to eliminate waste, everybody knew what the 7 wastes were. We identify waste in the 7 wastes. So we used the acronym of Tim Wood. So everybody knew who Tim Wood was and how they were to look for within their organizations. We even asked our business partners, our contractors, to join us because we also realized that even though they weren't employees of DTE, they were very close business partners of DTE, and we had to get them involved as well. So they also took our continuous improvement training. They also started to begin to look for waste within our project management efforts and projects, and we were able to start saving money and becoming more efficient in our work.
And one interesting thing you did, you started your initial plan as a small group.
Yeah, so like I said before, we weren't making the headway that we really wanted, trying to move all 250 people at the same time. And in order to reach our goal of getting a 4.0 or even a 3.5, we had to at least get 75 to 80% of the folks. So what our senior leader recognized, he called it a burning ember. He recognized that we had to get a small core group of leaders to actually get it and actually coach and counsel their teams that actually represented pretty much 70% of our team. So we figured we have to start small to make the big incremental changes that we were looking to get. So our senior leader was calling that the burning ember. It actually worked because they even say now, you know, hey, we need to meet. You know, we were meeting every other week. We were meeting for 2 and 3 hours every other week to get this ball rolling and get this burning ember basically lit to light the fire under everybody.
What were some of the tools and strategies?
Yeah, so initially my coworker, Carmen Bender, and another member of our team, Howard, who recently retired, they started out by doing focus groups. They were doing focus groups, they were doing surveys, and then I took that survey data and the focus group data, and we had a session with our core leadership team, and we put that up on a fishbone diagram. And that was kind of the thing that really blew people away because they could actually see their thoughts, right? So we took the qualitative data and we tried to make it quantitative as much as possible. So when we put that information really on the fishbone diagram, that's when they really start to get it. We also use what we call process innovation. It's Mike Rother's kata method of doing experimentation and looking at a problem differently and experimenting with it, and keep doing your PDCA cycles until you keep changing things. So we also use that method as well, PDCA cycles, along with the fishbone diagram. Some of the things that didn't work so well, the scientific method, we were trying to put a square peg into a round hole, so to speak. That didn't work so well. Neither did the traditional 5 why analysis. That wasn't as effective. So you learn from your mistakes. So we didn't consider it a failure. We are a learning organization, which we are grateful for that. So we have a little wiggle room to make some adjustments along the way. So looking at the data from the focus groups and the surveys, we were trying to do different things, but the things that seemed to work was when we put it up on the fishbone diagram, when we put it into the PDCA tool, people were starting to grasp it. So our senior leader actually started his own PDCA cycle, cascaded it down to his directors, then the directors cascaded it down to their managers. So you had the full alignment throughout the leaders within the organization. So those little small incremental changes, when everybody got on the same page and started moving in the same direction, we started to make bigger improvements just by doing little ups.
So that was going to be that part of my next question.
Okay.
How did you roll out the successful changes throughout the organization that you went from small to the ember you talked about to wider?
Yes, so like I said, we use a PDCA cycle with the senior leader starting it out and with his cascading it down to the directors and the managers. So everybody else had a piece of it. And for those who were not trained to use that tool, they use their basic, what we call our yellow belt problem solving tools, and they would put it in their countermeasure worksheets or in their A3s. And that also was aligned to the leaders' PDCA cycles, and that also worked. So that got everybody involved. We also have a tool that's called a huddle, and it's basically a weekly meeting, and we have people stand up for 15 to 20 minutes to vent out their problems and state their problems, and then they will have separate problem solving sessions, and all that was aligned all the way up to what the senior leader was working on. And it also tied back to our key processes and some of the business results that we were looking to improve. Thank you.